Get comfortable and get ready. Today, we will see the 7 most listened to songs since 1940. These are the 7 most. 7. Sweet Mother, Prince Nikom Barga. It was recorded and released in December 1976 by the Rogers All-Stars label. It had been rejected earlier by EMI in 1970 for being too childish, and later by Decca and Philips. It is estimated to have sold 13 million copies, surpassing even Beatles hits like I Want to Hold Your Hand. The lyrics are a tribute in West African Pidgin English to the love and sacrifices of mothers, with memorable lines like, "Sweet Mother, I know go forget you, for the suffer way you suffer for me." Musically, it blends Nigerian highlife with Congolese rumba guitar techniques, thanks to the creativity of Cameroonian guitarist Jacob Nguni. While it was a massive cultural phenomenon in Africa, it remained relatively unknown outside the continent. Still widely played at family events, Mother's Day celebrations, and cherished by the African diaspora, and inspired many versions and remixes, including Lagos Night by Sauka Stars and covers in several languages, was voted #1 African song by BBC Africa listeners in 2004 and recognized as one of the best-selling African songs of all time, with record-breaking sales. Prince Nikom Barga died in June 24, 1997, in a motorcycle accident. 6. Someone You Loved, Lewis Capaldi. Released on November 8, 2018 as the 3rd single from the EP Breach, and later included in his debut album Divinely Uninspired to a Hellish Extent 2019. Reached #1 on the UK singles chart and remained there for 7 consecutive weeks. In the US, it climbed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in its 24th week and stayed at the top for 3 weeks. It was the best-selling single in the UK in 2019, with over 1.8 million copies sold, earning 3 platinum certification by the BPI, certified diamond by the IAA in the US, and achieved diamond or higher status in Australia, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Poland, and more. Accumulated over 16 billion global streams and over 1 billion views on YouTube. Became the most streamed song in UK history, surpassing Ed Sheeran's Shape of You with 562 million streams in the UK alone. On Spotify, it ranks as the 4th most streamed song of all time, with over 3 billion streams. It's an emotional pop ballad about loss and letting go, inspired by the passing of Capaldi's grandmother. In May 2020, he set the record for the most consecutive weeks in the UK top 10 for a British artist's singles. 5. Blinding Lights, The Weeknd. Released on November 29, 2019 by XO, Republic Records as the 2nd single from his album After Hours. A modern synthwave pop track co-written and produced by The Weeknd, Able to Stay, Max Martin, and Oscar Holter, with additional writing by Belly and Jason Dahalak-Wayneville. Its 80s-inspired upbeat, catchy sound, and retro vibes made it widely appealing and highly replayable. Topped the Billboard Hot 100 for weeks in 2020. Named the greatest Billboard Hot 100 song of all time, holding a record 90 weeks on the chart, including 43 weeks in the top 5 and 57 weeks in the top 10. Won the IFPI Global Digital Single Award 2020 as the year's highest-selling streamed track globally. In 2020 alone, racked up to 0.7 billion subscription stream equivalents. Total followed up with 1.61 billion in 2021 and 1.01 billion in 2022. Spotify's all-time most streamed song, with over 3.33 billion plays by January 2023, and became the first song to exceed 4 billion by January 2024. Fastest song in history to reach 2 billion streams on Spotify just under 15 months. As of today, it has approximately 4.89 billion streams, ranked #1 on Spotify's top streaming records list. Certified Diamond 10th Platinum in the US by our IAA, over 10 million units. Diamond certified on Spotify, earning roughly $15.50 to $17.5 million in master recording royalties, plus an additional $4.5 million plus in publishing royalties. A critical Super Bowl LV halftime performance in February 2021 gave the song a dramatic resurgence, sales up for 123% that week, with 10,000 downloads sold, keeping it in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 3. Viral TikTok dance challenge around the song re-energized its global reach. For Shape of You, Ed Sheeran, released on January 6, 2017, as the lead single from his third studio album Divided by Divide. It debuted at #1 on the UK singles chart, selling to 127,000 units in its first week and marking Sheeran's third UK chart topper. Spent 13 consecutive weeks at #1 in the UK, later adding another week after a brief interruption. In the US, it topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 12 weeks and remained in the Hot 100 for 59 weeks. It was the best-selling song of 2017 in both the UK and globally, with 26.6 million combined sales and streaming units, and added another 14.9 million units in 2018, totaling over 41.5 million. Became the most streamed song on Spotify in September 2017, surpassing Drake's One Dance with over 1.3 billion streams. First track to hit 2 billion streams on Spotify in December 2018. Held the #1 position on global Spotify charts for 98 days, January 6 to April 13, 2017, the longest run to date. Diamond certified in the US RIAA for 10 million units. In the UK, certified 8 platinum by BPI, over 5 million units shipped. Held multiple platinum, diamond certifications globally, for example Canada Diamond, Aria 9 platinum, ProMusicae 10 times platinum. 3. Despacito, Luis Fonsi ft. Daddy Yankee. Released on January 13, 2017 as the lead single from Luis Fonsi's album Vida, written by Fonsi, Erica Ender, and Daddy Yankee, and produced by Mauricio Rengifo and Andres Torres. In April 2017, a remix featuring Justin Bieber was released, which helped boost its chart performance in English-speaking markets. Topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 16 weeks, becoming the first primarily Spanish-language song to do so since Macarena in 1996, reached #1 in 47 countries and top 10 in 6 more. In Spain, it stayed 26 weeks at #1, 20 in Switzerland, 18 in France, 17 in Germany, 16 in Canada, 14 in Italy, 13 in Australia, 11 in the UK. Became the most streamed song globally, hitting for 0.6 billion streams within just 6 months across platforms. The official music video became the most viewed video on YouTube, later surpassing 6 billion views, the first ever to do so, and now sits among the top to watch videos globally. Earned Diamond certification RIAA in the US, the first Spanish-language track to do so. Received multiple Latin Grammy Awards in 2017, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Urban Fusion, Performance, and Best Short-Form Music Video, included in the 2018 Billboard Latin Music Awards for top honors. In 2018, Luis Fonsi was awarded 7 Guinness World Records for Despacito, including Most Streamed Song, Most Liked Video, and longest-running #1 on Billboard Hot Latin Songs, 17 weeks. 2. Candle in the Wind, 1997, Elton John. Released as a single on February 22, 1974, from the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, honoring Marilyn Monroe. A heartfelt piano ballad written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin, it reached #11 on the UK singles chart in 1974. Rewritten and performed live on September 6, 1997, at Princess Diana's funeral. Released as a double A-side single with Something About the Way You Look Tonight on September 13, 1997, became the fastest-selling single ever, with 658,000 copies sold on day 1 and over 1.5 million in its first week in the UK. Debuted at #1 in both the UK and US. remained number 1 in the UK for 5 weeks and in the US Billboard Hot 100 for 14 weeks, a record for a solo male artist. Sold around 33 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling single since official charts began, and possibly the second best-selling of all time. Won the 1998 Grammy Award for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance. Proceeds, £55 million, were donated to the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fund. Guinness World Records recognizes it as the biggest-selling single since official charts began. Guinness World Records recognizes it as the biggest-selling single since official charts began. It remains the UK's best-selling single, immortalizing both Diana's and Elton's place in music and cultural history. 1. White Christmas, Bing Crosby. Written by Irving Berlin, it was first performed by Bing Crosby on December 25, 1941, on his radio show The Kraft Music Hall, officially recorded on May 29, 1942, and released on July 30, 1942, via Decca Records alongside the film Holiday Inn. Won the Oscar for Best Original Song at the 15th Academy Awards in 1942, featured in Holiday Inn. Topped the Billboard chart for 11 weeks in 1942, and returned to number 1 in the holiday seasons of 1943 and 1944. Also led the Harlem Hit Parade for 3 weeks in 1942. The world's best-selling single of all time, with over 50 million physical copies sold. Including all versions, covers, the song has reportedly sold 100 million worldwide. Became a holiday staple, the most recorded song ever with 500 covers, and remained ubiquitous each Christmas. Inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1974, selected for the Library of Congress National Recording Registry in 2002, ranked number 2 on the RIAA Songs of the Century list, continues to chart each holiday season and enjoyed over 257 million Spotify streams. Thanks for watching the video, subscribe and like for more.